You've met Ben? Yep.
Yeah, just did.
I'm looking
Peter.
forward to
Yeah.
getting to know you better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
hear you got some knowledge and experience that might be helpful to me too. So
Peter, Margaret,
Yeah.
me. Okay.
What I
Um,
didn't put on there was the acceptance of the previous.
oh, right.
minutes.
Can we vote to accept the previous minutes? All in favor?
I wasn't here, so I'm gonna abstain. Okay, so
Good.
unanimous?
Welcome.
Aye.
Bobby came in.
Ah, okay. Are you here for the mosquito?
Yes.
Okay, we are gonna hear from our health inspector and then we will skip right to you, so you don't have to wait, but Ben has to get back to his family, so. Ben, thank you for coming, and we are impressed with all of the work that you're
Oh,
doing and
thank you.
the quality of the work.
trying the best I can, yeah, so just as an update to the board, I'm trying to put together a task force for hoarding. I've been in contact with the Council on Aging. I had a meeting with them. Building Fire was invited as well, but unfortunately they have some serious illness going on with two of the people that I invited. So we'll have to set up another meeting with Fire at some point. But the goal is to get an idea of what we've been doing with hoarding. Right now, because we didn't have a health agent proper, Board of Health is handling all that stuff. The different rules and responsibilities might need to shift.
Yeah.
So now that I'm here, that's the discussion that's happening is like, who takes that, who takes that, who takes that, and so it's a little bit
Excellent.
like kind of an SOP. So anyways, I'm trying to put that together right now. That's an update as far as that's concerned. The other one is, so I've gone out on a few re-inspections. There's a facility I went to today that was the fourth, they will have a fourth inspection after this one. This is the third and they failed it. Could you hear me?
It was
You're
the
gonna
third and
You're
they
gonna have
failed
to,
it.
you're gonna have to put your minutes
Yep, so
down.
it was the third inspection and they failed it.
Okay.
This is a food inspection. And so I'm gonna have to go back for a fourth time. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is a little quieter now. The reason why I'm bringing that up is I had mentioned to the board previously that I think there should be fines in place
Yes,
for
we
places
agree.
So I spoke to Jennifer, and she had mentioned that if the collector, I believe, that's in town hall could uh, could process our tickets for us. So essentially, if I write a ticket, I can hand it to her,
Okay.
and then she takes care of it just like a parking ticket. That's how it would work. So at this time, I don't have the proposal in front of me, but if I was to write a proposal,
Yes.
and provide it to the board, then would the board be willing to take a look at it, maybe
The
consider
board
passing something like that?
board is favorable and in support of doing that. We have discussed it before, but we didn't formalize it
Yeah.
because we were waiting. So yeah, let us know what you want to do.
Okay.
Some appropriate fines.
Yeah.
And we'll vote on it.
What I'd like to do at my last one was verbiage that would say may, so that allows the inspector to make a decision as to whether it is actually something that should be fined. So the word may would be in what you would pass. The other thing that I would put in there would be like the penalty that we had was $100. So for each violation, now again, the may is there. So if they have 5 outstanding violations, I might only write them one ticket because they're really working on 4 of them, but one of them they just haven't done anything about, right? And it's the third time I've done that. That might get a ticket. But it allows the inspector $100. It's enough that people will take notice, but it's not so much that it'd be debilitating.
Yeah, no, you got to have a little bite.
Yep.
We agree with that. Great.
So that's what that's the basic building
Yeah.
blocks. I just have to work in town hall to make sure that, that it all goes smoothly. Like I could just hand the ticket in. It's
Right.
not going to be surprising to anybody.
Right.
So that's what I got to do as far as that. So the last thing I have on my agenda.
Excuse me, can I ask a question
Sure.
about that? So they've failed 3 inspections that you've done all 3 on?
Correct. The last one this isn't egregious, but the last one is related to they got to get some equipment repaired because it's generating standing water consistently, and there's been a fly infestation there because of that standing water. And they have had a repairman out. I know that they've shown me invoices, but every time I go there, you know,
Right.
it's the water remains.
Not
To an
fixed.
adequate
Yeah,
resolution.
it's inadequate. That's right. So I'm going back until I get it resolved because I do know, even though it's not a critical violation, it's standing water on the floor. The issue is we have evidence that it's caused pest problems.
Mm.
Because of that, that's a more serious situation that I'm going to have to absolutely make sure it gets dealt with.
Yeah, so
Uh,
let's get the fine thing in place so we can
Okay.
pay for your time.
Any other questions about that?
No,
Okay,
thank you.
the last thing I have is permit link access. You know, I know that Peter, you've been working on it. But I really do want to be able to write these inspections digitally, right? And so we definitely just you know, I would just push the board. I know you guys are working on it, but if
We're,
you can,
we're gonna be
you're gonna be
discussing
discussing
it
it.
tonight.
You know,
Mhm.
as much as we can. Yeah, we
Yeah.
really should try to get those inspections online as
Yep,
soon as possible.
we're gonna have a definitive plan of action tonight.
Okay, sounds good. And just for the comment, Emma, I'm doing the hoarding thing. I know you've worked with hoarding
So
stuff
that's
before.
what I was gonna say, is that we kind of had like a mini SOP
Okay,
before with like Mitch and Evan and Mike with the fire department and me.
got it. So any help you can provide, like you know, any assistance, even if it's just discussion with myself at some point to help me along, I greatly appreciate it.
Cool. And I think kind of the tools and maybe like the really case management pathway
Yeah, that
that I
sounds
was using.
excellent. Yeah, that sounds really good. And that's all for me.
Thank you, Ben.
Great,
All right.
great.
Thank you guys. I
Thank you for
appreciate it.
everything.
No
Bye.
problem.
Right. See you next week.
I will see you next week.
Yeah, that's- All right,
Thank you for slipping me in. My name is Bobby Kamen. I've met some of you before. I'm the chairperson for the mosquito opt-out committee for Hadley. Seems early in the season, but
so what do you need?
I need a recommendation that the Board of Health um, recommends that the
Opt
Hadley
out.
opt out of
Okay.
2023.
I
Here's some language if you want.
I support that. Does everybody
I do support it. I just want to kind of voice some challenges that maybe I had in a previous role when we were trying to submit for the mosquito opt-out, that even when you submit an application, the state, because of whatever hazard level is deemed locally, can override it.
yeah, we understand.
Okay.
We're just
Yeah.
we're not getting
Yeah,
it.
we went through it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not getting
It's just a calendar
yeah.
thing. but
We're
we understand
we're
that.
just supporting that
Got it.
committee's, yeah. So let's vote. The town of Hadley Board of Health recommends that Hadley opt out of all spraying conducted by the Massachusetts State Reclamation and Mosquito Control Board for the calendar year 2023. I vote yes.
Yes. Yes.
Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Appreciate
coming.
it.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Appreciate the work you guys are doing.
Thank you. Thank you
Really.
very much.
Thank you.
Drop the mask.
Oh, no. No,
But last
Yeah.
year I said I support it, but I'm not doing the work.
I've done it.
All right, wastewater COVID testing. We got our second report. I don't know if they're doing, I think it's weekly. I thought it was gonna be twice a week, but it's once a week. Anyway, we only have 2 data points and I sent them to the 2 of you. And the wastewater COVID was significantly lower this week than last week, but it's all about trends and it's an interesting piece of data, and we will keep an eye on it. I'm wondering if anybody thinks we're allowed to post it on our website. Just for anybody
don't
who
see
might
why
be
not.
interested. Okay, so let's start doing that. Okay.
I kind of had trouble looking at that and following some of those, trying to figure it out.
it's a-
I would like it broken out, like an individual Excel spreadsheet with a pivot table,
It's a
just
bit,
so you can, because from the like 300 to the 241 thousand, because the case, what was it, the relevant case viral load has to be 241,000 for us to have it be marked. So me too, just for how my brain breaks things down.
it's
I would just like it a
it's
little-
complicated.
Yeah.
Mostly for me, I'm looking at trends. And I
So
think
are we
that-
saying then just to put a link up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Love that. Less
Yeah.
better.
I'm gonna skip here a little bit. we have that collaborative survey, Emma and Peter, are we having any progress on that?
So I don't mind, I have time this weekend to
Okay.
review documents in the office. I just need to be able to access our office and where they are. I know Peter's off. But that's when I would have time to be able to do that. And I think I'd really be able to nail it out in an hour, not even.
So when you say documents, what are you referring to? So I can point you in the right direction.
So in the survey, they asked for like, do we have a scanned previous inspection for like a camp, which we're probably not gonna have from Deb and Dave, but
Yeah, I think they're looking for like 2000, was it like 2018 or something like that?
right,
I, I don't think, I think you're welcome to look around in the
Yeah.
office, obviously. But if you go to um, the filing cabinet that is facing, let me see if I've got my geography right, facing Middle Street.
Yeah.
If any of that old stuff would be in that filing cabinet.
yeah,
Okay,
Is-
there's another cabinet that's now in there, that's facing the town collector's office. Okay,
Yeah.
that wasn't there when you served previously.
Right.
Okay? That has all newer stuff.
got it.
So if you look for anything old now, again, I don't think there's anything around from 2018,
Okay, well,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yep,
But again, you're
Yeah.
welcome to go in and
I'll, after the meeting, we'll get you a key. Okay, great. Wastewater testing report.
We skipped number 6.
Uh,
Or let's see, budget needs. Or was that on?
Peter, do you have any permits?
I do. Do you want to talk about the budget first, or you
Or
want to say
no.
half or less?
No, okay.
Let's do the permits.
Oh, okay, all right.
she wants to
Okay.
get the short
Okay.
items done.
So permit number 1 is from the Pulse Cafe. They have an application. This is for 2022. They never sent theirs in. They sent their application in. We figured that out, and so they've attached all their documentation. Ben's looked at it, so on and so forth. So you guys need to vote on that before I send it out. So just so you know, Emma, once they approve it, or once the 3 of you now approve it, what I do is I email it to the food establishment.
Yeah.
I'll be doing that sometime, I don't know when, sometime Monday or Tuesday, because I'm in the Oval Office Monday, Tuesday next week. So the second one is for Michael's, the store Michael's, they're the Walmart
Yeah.
mall, I guess. This is their 2023 application.
They're usually
Okay.
on the ball.
So instead of waiting for the vendor to do what they're supposed to be doing,
Right.
I prepared it manually as always. And again, if you approve it, then I will go ahead and email it to them next week. Excuse me. The third one is from a company called Berkshire Mountain Bakery. They're in Housatonic, and they want to
The winter market.
beg your pardon.
Sorry, I'm interrupting and I should be
No.
listening.
Oh, no, it's okay. You probably said what I'm just about ready to say. So they want to participate in the Winter Farmers
Yeah.
Market. That's what I thought you
Good.
said, at the mall.
Okay.
That starts, end of November, ends end of March. So
Okay,
it's,
we should also remember to let Ben know about that,
Mhm.
because at some point he probably should
Should
go
do
over
a
there
swing
and
by.
take a look. So we'll
Right.
just,
yeah.
yeah.
So I told them verbally.
You did. Okay, great.
Again.
We can remind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 that you guys have approved. And again, Berkshire Mountain, they sent us
Okay, can we
their
vote?
pile of documentation and permits
Good.
elsewhere.
Vote on the permits?
Yeah.
All in
Okay,
favor?
I'm in
motion,
favor.
yeah.
Good,
Okay,
thank you.
permits done. Okay. Now, I would like to move on to number 8, the permit link update. So what I would like to say is this, so that I would like for us to avoid a lengthy discussion which rehashes the situation. Basically, and chime in, but basically I think the situation is that we've waited over 14 months after paying the vendor, and we are still not up and running. And I find this to be egregious. And there have been multiple communications. We don't have to go over them again. We've reached out to them. We've reached out to them. And the service has just been really deficient. And the bottom line is it's permit season again. We have a health and food inspector and we are not up and running. What I propose, and if you agree, that's fine. If you disagree, just speak up. What I propose is that I would like for Peter to have a conversation with Carolyn and bring her up to date on what's going on and tell Carolyn that we would like the town council to become involved. And I think that we need to have some legal backbone here. And if I need to send a letter to the, to communicate with them, but the lawyer will be able to tell us how to do it. And I think that we need to turn up the heat here. Our other option is to ask for our $12,000 back. I would prefer not to do that at first because the rest of the town, other of our partners in town are on PermitLink, and we would be able to use PermitLink for the food and for our permits. So I'm proposing our plan of action is that Peter speak with Carolyn when that conversation can happen, hopefully sooner rather than later. Carolyn's away this week. That once Carolyn understands the situation, that Peter, that you can speak with the lawyers and see how they would like for us to move forward. I'm happy to be part of that conversation, but I think you're better equipped than I am, but I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm not pushing the responsibility onto you, but I would like for you to be kind of leading that conversation.
Right, so before you vote on it, because you need to vote on that, before I go see Carolyn.
Yeah.
and undo the ball of yarn. Just so that we're all on the same page, okay? The select board approved the purchase of this product from the vendor in 2021.
Right, yeah, we're,
Okay. We cut a check in June of 2021. Okay, so here we are, November 2022. We don't have the product.
well, that's what
Okay, so
we're,
just to
Right.
bring you up to speed.
Yeah,
So
it
we-
started
she's
when
aware.
I was here and I was
Right.
part of all the demos and stuff.
So we don't have the product. That's number one. Number two, I did some poking around myself. There was another department in town government that had a product from this vendor, and they discontinued using it. And they had a big conversation with the president of the vendor. This goes back to, I think, 2019, 2020. So they kicked them out. So I think the only department that's using this particular product right now is the building inspector. And the reason why they're using it is that's what they used when they worked in Southampton.
Okay,
Correct.
so do you think we're better off trying to get our money back and going through the process of finding a new vendor? Or do you think it's worth trying to turn the screw, put some pressure on them?
So if it was me, and again, I don't vote.
No,
You
no,
guys do
we're
vote.
asking
Okay.
your opinion.
If it was me, there was no way I'd be doing business with this vendor. There's just absolutely no way.
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
And so
all right,
I've also had a conversation with our treasurer. Asked her, do you think it makes sense to get our money back? Her response was absolutely. Why haven't we already done so?
okay. All
Whatever.
right, so I'm making a new proposal, okay? Peter, speak with Carolyn, tell her we want to get our money back. And if the lawyers need to help us, let's go with that. I mean, if you think it's dead in the water, then there's no reason to spend more time with them.
I just don't see any reason to do business with somebody that can't deliver the product.
Right.
Number one. Number two, if they deliver it a year and a half late, what kind of service are we going
Right.
to get?
I agree.
Kind of it's just garbage.
All right, so
Absolutely
okay,
garbage.
I'm shifting my plan.
And for me, when we were doing the demos back at that time, before the product was purchased and purchased because it was a choice product by the building inspector and already being used, it wasn't my first choice in terms of ease of use and navigating it. So I would be interested.
All right,
And-
so yeah, Emma, can you look into some other
Yeah.
options, understanding that we want the food to be
Yep.
able to, okay, good.
Yes.
So,
I'll
yeah,
be-
Peter, let
So-
us,
So you guys need to vote on that.
Yep, we will.
Okay.
Before I have
So,
a
all
right,
conversation with
I
anyone.
would like to make a motion to make a vote, or make a motion to ask the,
end our
end our
relationship
relationship with Permit
with the
Link
vendor.
and ask for a refund.
All
Do
right,
you
all
have a
those,
second?
yes, all those in favor?
We're in favor, okay. But see, if we need the lawyer, let's do it. I'm so tired of this. Let's just do it. Carolyn, we need some action here.
Yeah, well, so I'm with Carolyn on Monday.
Okay,
Now, this won't be on, just to let you know, that this won't be on top of the list.
Right.
But again, I'll be with her Monday and Tuesday, so somewhere
when the
in between,
we're,
Yeah.
I'll get 5
we're-
minutes for her
Peter,
and let her know.
however
we're
it
doing.
works, yes.
Okay, good.
And yeah, and then we can find out if the letter needs to be written
Mhm.
by the attorney.
Yeah,
Yeah, tell her that you want to talk to the attorney to find out the best way to do it.
So then we also need to let Ben know, because Ben's been going down the path.
Yes, you're right.
Of,
Emma-
Yes.
of using this product.
Emma will talk with Ben and they can
Yeah.
look at products together.
Yeah.
Good,
Do you have time for these kinds of things?
I love these things.
Okay,
okay.
That's, I make my own homework, Susan.
okay,
That's
okay. All
how
right,
we got here.
good. Okay, that's great. I spoke with Kevin Quinlan this afternoon. He has forwarded us some information on septic fees. Does anybody have that where they
I
can,
do, but the print, when it printed it out, it
They can-
printed it out like that. Can't even read it.
bring it up?
I'll say yes. Let me pull it up.
He said, I think we're pretty much in line
Mhm.
with the other towns.
Oh, wait a minute. That was not from, yeah.
Yeah, I think he sent
Okay.
he sent an email of attachments.
Yeah, let's see if I can make it larger. Still pretty small. Okay, can you, here, even for me, it's just too small.
Yeah, really.
What was the email that where's the email that?
I've got
we
the
had?
email.
Yeah, read the, let's
And
look
so
at,
here's the septic fees.
okay, we don't
right?
need, yeah, what was his?
So,
what did his email say?
What is comparison said, we're pretty much in line.
Yeah, we seem to be in line with most towns. I think we should maybe add or change the fee schedule to show $50 for plan review for resubmission
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and $50 for reinspection of system install.
yes, so I think we should do that, and otherwise he felt that the fees were in line. He did say today when we were talking on the phone that some towns have extra observer, but that's not gonna work here because we
Right.
don't have somebody who's
Like
available to go out.
Southampton has that.
Yeah, to go out and do that, and he didn't feel it was appropriate for us.
So we have Richard Wilk.
Yeah,
Right.
this is not
Okay,
Wilga, it's
alright,
something
okay,
different, yeah.
alright.
So, I would propose that we keep our fees where they are. If they look like they're.
Okay, so now I was able to do it. All right, so the septic installer is 100 for Hadley, 100 for East Hampton, 75 for Northampton, 100 for Sunderland, 150 for
we're in
Hatfield, and
line, yeah.
100. Hauler fees are
We're all in.
175, 100, 150. So Hatfield is charging more both times. Perk test, we charge 250. There's a time differential for East Hampton. Same with Northampton. Sunderland, sort of the same.
Alright, so we're
Yeah,
in,
so we're sort of in line there at 250. Septic plan review, 150, and
We're in
there,
line.
yeah, anywhere from up to $300. An additional plan review, we don't
So that's
charge,
what
so
we're
we
talking
should.
about. So let's add that
Yeah.
at $50.
Okay, so. And so that would be 50. Additional septic inspection seems to be on par.
Mhm.
Title V witness, there,
He doesn't said we shouldn't have that.
all right, we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And then finally, well permit. There are only 5 towns that have it. We do not.
Well, let's have a well permit just in case.
All right, so they start at 150, one is 75, one is 80, one is 200, and the other one is 200. So Southampton is 200. Whately, Williamsburg, West Hampton, 200. Belchertown, 80.
So we could do 150 or 200.
Then I'd say we're trying to not
200.
gouge,
200.
but
I would propose 150.
yeah, I would go with 152. I mean, yeah,
We'll just,
it ranges from 75 to 80
Good,
even.
150 is great.
so we'll need to make a permit for that, because I don't think we have a permit app for
For what?
well.
Yeah, I haven't, in the
All right.
18 months I've been on board, there's been no request for wells at all,
Right.
which
It's
is
super,
it's kinda
Should we
weird.
vote on that?
we should vote on that.
Yeah, you definitely need to.
We need to
on
vote.
this.
Margaret,
All right, so we'll make a
can you-
motion that we create a well permit and that it would be $450 for inspection. All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Okay, and do we have a permit for the additional plan? Do we need to do that, or is that just sort of
For the additional what?
plan review? We don't need to put anything in
No,
place
it's
on
not a
that, do we?
permit.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so typically what happens is that somebody will email or call.
Yeah.
And I'll push it to Kevin, and Kevin knows what to do, whatever that is. But I don't know if he actually cranks out his
Yeah.
permit. I don't think
And,
that happens.
you know-
I think he signs the application.
And Ben could be up and running by the first of the year.
Is Richard and Kevin not gonna continue? Or is,
Well, Kevin
Ben,
would
in
not
addition-
continue.
Kevin is interim. Wilga still goes out and observes.
Yep.
The perk tests and installations.
yep,
And so we pay him. He gives us a quarterly.
Correct,
invoice.
right.
Although we'll see, that might be something that Ben's able to do.
Um,
Certainly if there's more,
yeah.
More his hours get
The
expanded.
issue is going to be the hours.
right.
All right, so you said we'd have to create a well permit form?
hmm So what I would like to propose is I'll look at, other towns and municipalities and what they're doing, and then I'll bring it to our next meeting. We
Okay,
can approve it.
thank you, Emma.
Yeah, that's what we're saying now. Why am I doing it? It was very important. Um. Oh, yes. Peter, when you're upstairs or whenever, Jennifer, like a month ago, as soon as she came back from leave, mentioned to me that she had our emails all ready for us. Were each supposed to be getting a town email? She said, I'll have it for you next week.
Didn't we,
A
was
month
there
ago.
something about, oh no, that wasn't,
Oh,
it was nurse at Hadley or something.
Yeah, that was the one that March used, which,
Uh-huh,
if I
yeah.
remember correctly, she didn't really access directly. I had it like forward to her South Hadley
Gotcha.
email, so she
Mhm.
didn't have to log into multiple.
Alicia, our nurse, was using that email. Yeah. But she's not, not on staff any. All right, here's a week old voice message that I didn't pick up. This is okay. Anyway, does anybody have any other business?
So are we skipping budgets?
What are
That's
those?
number 5.
Number five.
Oh, right. Okay. The waiver application
No,
process.
no, number 5.
Oh, budget, right. That's the huge
But
thing.
then also the
Yeah,
waiver.
So
it's
let's,
seven.
can we talk about the waiver thing first?
It's
Who-
Yeah, that's okay.
Did you meet with Jane?
So I did briefly, and just that, yeah, and the way the regulations are written is that any waiver, the organization would have to come to a hearing, present to us as Board of Health the rationale why. We could probably have one public hearing that's posted. And then at that hearing, when organizations can plead their case, for why it'll be a hardship, after that, we can have a standard application that they just fill out and we maybe have available. And it can have some clauses on there in terms of what's the reason for the hardship, with their supporting documentation. Is it budget costs? Do they have 8 million plastic straws on hand already? Are they a church? So it's pretty much deciding what's gonna be our pathway with that.
So who is the body of people that will be getting these applications for variances or whatever you want to call it? Is it the Board of Health or is it somebody else?
So it's up in the regulations, the town regulations, it's the Board of Health that approves them.
And so a complaint, so is the process that a complaint would come,
Like,
establishment A is still using
yeah, are we
plastic.
talking about complaints or
No.
are we talking about application for
We're
variance?
not enforcing.
No,
I'm not
it's
talking
the
about
it's
enforcing.
the hardship deferment application. That's what I'm talking about.
So,
So if a business says I have 3 million plastic bags, I want to use them up first,
right,
they would file with us, telling
Right.
us the story, and then we would decide,
Yeah,
Right.
well, we'll give you 6 months to use those up, and then you have to.
correct.
Yeah,
so.
but we're not doing the enforcing of people who are not following the plan.
So who, dare I ask, who's doing the enforcement?
I'm not sure that has been figured out, nor was it explicit in the
Right.
bylaw.
But it's not going to affect the Board of Health. Okay, that's what I just wanted
Yeah.
to know what our, okay. All right.
So again, so the applications will come in from XYZ store or restaurant.
Or First Congregational Church,
Right.
or North Hadley Congregational Church that does the monthly meals.
And they'll
for
have to
people.
come into the Board of Health meeting and it'd be a public hearing.
Yeah,
of
we would have
sorts.
to post a public hearing saying that we're having it about the plastic bag, the plastic reduction bylaw regarding that. We would need to post a notice in the paper, have a public hearing, saying that we're gonna have.
Yes, gonna be busy.
Yeah,
Form.
it's gonna like take that on.
It's
Um,
1, 2, 3.
So, but what I would like to propose, which is why I wanted to bring it up for discussion here, in terms of like the pathway on how we can, it's not an urgent thing, right? I mean, it kind of is. It technically goes into effect in January, the law. So I just really wanted to look at getting our ball rolling and things organized. That I wanted to look at other municipalities and what their deferment application, their hardship application might look like, and connect with them. So to do more information gathering
Great.
and bring it back to our next meeting in terms of like maybe a proposed plan on how to
Right.
move forward.
That's great.
Has the policy or what was voted on 2 town meetings ago, was that ever publicized with the whatever, food establishments, the
No, Jane
churches or
wants to
whatever.
use, was hoping to use Permit Link to get word out to everybody.
Okay, so she talked to me about it like, whatever, like 5 months ago.
Right, not happening.
And I told her, I said, I can do it, with or without Permalink, let me know.
Right,
So to me, it sounds like that's really step one.
correct.
It's like the town, the stores may or may not know that this is
Yeah,
happening.
yeah,
Again, churches, schools,
right.
American Legion,
Yeah.
whatever. So, so who's doing that is going to be the question.
Right, we don't have anything.
It's
yet in
not
place.
it's not our show.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But again, if we're sending out, if you guys are sending out something saying, okay, here's how you can apply for a variance, they don't know what you're talking about.
Right,
So somebody's going to tell the stores and the churches and the schools
right,
first,
right.
hey, this is happening January 1st.
Well, that's what this letter was supposed to be.
Right. That's what I'm
So I
saying.
think Peter's saying like who's
That-
sending the letter.
Yeah, sending the
That,
letter.
that has to go first.
Right,
Jane,
it does.
saying is, that's not our,
Susan, I understand that.
Right.
But again, if Emma's going to do all this work and you guys are going to be ready to accept these applications or review these applications, schedule public hearings, the public doesn't even know that any of this is even going on. So to me, somebody needs to communicate to Jane that, hey, somebody needs to let the town know.
I think
So the
Jane, I
town,
think
so
is very aware of that.
Yeah.
What's that?
I think Jane is very aware of that.
I think she is, but again, I don't think any.
we have to make.
I don't think
Peter
I
is
don't think
kind of
anything's
saying
done.
is that we should be, we need to approach the select board to make sure that they understand that it is up to them, since they somehow would have a master list of all the companies here, businesses in town. And that, if we're going forward with this as of January 1st, what method do they have in place to make sure this happens? I think that's all you're trying to find out, right?
Well, yeah, I mean
Like,
yeah,
what is being
because-
done to get this message
because
out to
I
all the
I
businesses?
don't think that there's any, from what I understand, I have not talked to Jane recently. I don't think that they have any plan on how that's gonna happen.
right. That's what I'm saying.
And
That's what I'm saying.
I don't feel like, I mean,
Well, it makes sense to find out.
I
that
didn't
they
vote,
would-
I didn't approve it. I don't, so I'm
No,
just,
I totally agree with
all
you.
I wanted to know is what's our role?
Right. But if we start sending out a letter saying, here's how you file for a variance.
Oh, I wasn't planning on sending that out until some kind of notice went out from the town.
Right.
Telling all the businesses.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right, so we're
That's what I'm saying.
just waiting.
Mm.
I mean,
Okay. Again, that's,
I
I just want to make sure.
I can talk to Jane again this
Yeah.
week. I don't, I'm happy to
Yeah.
do that.
See, I think what's going to happen is that the Board of Health will be ready to go,
Right.
but somebody
Mhm.
needs to take the first step.
Yeah, businesses aren't even gonna know about the.
Right.
I know.
That's-
I,
Yeah,
yes, Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
I
That's what I'm saying.
I think you're absolutely right. Okay.
So I'll say that
Jane.
Susan will talk with Jane about informing businesses.
About what is the select board's, how is the select board planning on notifying
Yeah.
local businesses about the,
Informing businesses of the upcoming
Yeah.
ban.
And I'll do that information gathering about
Yeah.
other towns.
okay, so that can segue us into the budget needs, because I think we have many things to talk about with the budget needs, but I think we're gonna need to put in for extra administrative hours. And I would
Mhm.
recommend that we put Peter's hours up to like 10 or 11.
No, I'm good. I'm good at 7.
You don't wanna do it,
I'm good at 7.
But we're
7
gonna-
hours a week.
but we are gonna need extra help.
Yeah.
So
I mean-
we could put in for another,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't, even if it's not you.
Yeah, I mean, I can do some here and there, but I really don't want to commit to 10 hours a week, 15 hours a
No,
week.
no, I get it.
Yeah.
But
Is
let's put 10 hours into there. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be to you.
Yeah. So when is the budget due? And has anybody sent out any forms? I haven't seen any.
Carolyn sent out just to, yeah, I think just to start getting ready. I think next month,
Cause it gets voted on, it's.
things have to come in next,
Yeah.
start working,
Mhm.
sitting down with her for next month.
Yeah.
So, I would, we had talked with her about the health agent going full time, so I would put that into our budget. And do we need money for the waste for the the
Water testing for
testing? How
milk.
much was that?
Like a little bit over 1,000.
For 1 year of water testing?
Or am I?
I think it was significantly lower than that. There was something,
It's like 300, wasn't it?
yeah, it wasn't a lot of money.
So we want to have that in the budget. Um, community outreach and needs, I'd like to get that back into the budget.
Is that through the town nurse?
It used to have kind of its own line item.
Right, it was. We
So
had it-
separate from the
We had
town
it
nurse.
last year, but we didn't get it in this year. So I'd like to try to get that back.
And what sort of things then did it cover?
Well, so like, say someone has a hoarded house, but they can't afford a dumpster. Or they need to they have imminent risk in their house. But from infestation or impasse or hazards, and it's deemed not livable, then we're supposed to post them in a place if there's no shelter.
I know last year it was allotted $3,000, so I would ask for that again in the budget.
Okay. Is this like what happened last year when there were the damage caused at Greenleaves when the pipes burst and that whole building had to be evacuated and people had to be
Yeah, the fire department also has budgeted money, but
so that was a combination of the Board of Health
we
and
didn't
we
support
didn't
that.
support.
Nobody asked us.
But certainly if it's from like a health inspector reason, then it's supposed to live within our department. The cost for that. And I just know, because from my institutional memory, we've never had money built in for those types of things, and that kind of made it challenging.
Oh, I'd also like to put in some dues and subscriptions because we're paying for Ben to join some organizations. I would put $500 for that.
Yeah, we have money
we
in
have-
there this year, but it's a very small amount. I can't remember what it is. But
Yeah.
it's like,
So I would put 500 for
Like MHOA and stuff.
that.
That-
Yeah, but also, there's some other things
Yeah.
that he wanted to,
what about the nurse?
What's that?
What
The
about
nurse.
the nurse? He or she, that position is what, 7 hours a week or 7.5 hours a week?
We have 2
Is
5.
that still the right number or is that?
Yeah, we just gotta find somebody.
So just to follow up on that, we did have an application. She has not responded to my last 2 emails, so she was supposed to come tonight, so I think she's taken another position. We just got an application yesterday. I reached out to the woman, I think it was yesterday. She immediately responded. She was not able to make tonight's meeting, but she would like perhaps to meet next week. And I think the faster we move on this, there's not a big gap where they find something else and we're out of the gap.
She gave us some hours that she's available next week. I had said what I would say is I don't think all three of us have to meet with her. Emma, if it's a high priority for you, we can let you see if any of those hours are good for you. Uh,
Let me see if I.
I basically we're looking for somebody who's willing to be here 2 fixed half days a week and do some teaching and work with Haley and some programming and just
Mhm.
that's our nursing situation.
Sounds great.
You want to let us know what hours she?
Yes, I'm just gonna see if
Okay.
I've got anything on her. I'll have to find her. All right, well, I can't put my hand on that. I will send that information out. All right, so she's available Monday, the 14th, 9:30 to 12:30 or 2:30 to 3:30. Wednesday, 2:30 to 7 p.m. Thursday, 2:30 to 7 p.m. Friday, 1 to 4 p.m.
Okay, who feels like, do you want to be a part of it?
I feel confident in either one of yours interviewing skills.
Okay.
Okay,
You're-
so,
yeah, 'cause
all right,
you're-
so you're working, yeah,
okay.
so that's fine.
All right,
So
so Margaret, Monday?
Monday, 9:30 to 12:30
Right.
or 2:30 to 3:30.
How about 11 on Monday?
Let me check, November 14th. Yes, I could do 11 a.m. on Monday.
Let's have meet here. And if something comes up for you, it's fine, I can do it, or if something comes up for me, you could do it.
We'll meet here. Okay. All right.
So do we have, Peter, how do you suggest we move forward with this budget type plan?
So the way we did it last year is the the budgeting model was sent out by Linda Sanderson and Carolyn to all the departments, all the boards. I just ran with it, and then I just asked you guys, what do you want to spend on this? What do you want to spend on that? So I'll handle the
So we'll wait
That's
till
all
we
good.
hear from
Yeah.
them and then we'll get going.
yeah. So that they'll send it out to again all the departments and all the boards, and I'll just grab it and then just start filling in the blanks,
Okay,
and then
they haven't sent
bring
that,
it.
they haven't sent it out.
No, I
yet,
haven't
right.
seen anything.
Okay.
That's why I asked if you had seen anything. If
I
Carol-
can't remember, but
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
Okay.
Last year they sent it to the Board of Health mailbox,
Okay.
email box, and I
Okay.
haven't seen anything yet.
Okay,
I think it's partially because Carolyn just hasn't been around.
yeah, okay,
So, but yeah. So once we get it, I'll handle it. You guys just tell me what you want in the blanks.
okay,
It's and then what then happens, as you may recall, is that then Carolyn will have a meeting with you all. I'll be there, and Linda Sanderson will be there, and somebody else from finance, I guess, will be there, just to justify any
Right.
increases or any changes.
Got it.
I mean, last year's was pretty painless, so.
All right. Anything else, anybody?
No,
The other thing I had was next meetings. We've got holidays in the way and whatnot. Um, but I also want to be sensitive to the fact that people are going to be applying for permits.
Mhm.
So I know we normally meet bi-weekly. I'd like to, if we can stay close to that during November and December, because I don't want people waiting 4 weeks to get a
Right,
permit.
so 2 weeks from today
It's-
is Thanksgiving.
Right, so do you
So
want,
should we meet the day before?
yeah, let me check.
that's what I was gonna
Can you
say.
do the 23rd?
Mhm.
All right. Okay, and then after that, we're looking at December's,
So December 1st is the first Thursday. So that's 2 weeks.
wait, we got 4
Yeah,
to go.
that's,
All right, so yeah, I can do the 23rd.
And
Sorry?
then December 8th,
yeah, so December 8th is 2 weeks after.
yeah,
So, so, so November 23rd and December 8th.
December 8th, and then December 22nd.
All 7 to 8, right?
All right, so,
All at 7 o'clock.
Yes,
Thank you.
so we're talking about December 8th. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the 22nd. Let's limit our Christmas presents to under $500, okay? Don't go crazy.
Okay.
Susan, you're getting crypto this year.
Don't go crazy.
You're getting crypto.
Oh, golly. You all are so much. We're fun. FUN.
That's the only other thing I had.
All right, we ending the meeting?
Hmm. Oh,
When you guys interview the nerd,
Mm.
do you have to then come back to the